In February 2025, a suburban neighborhood in Carrollton, Georgia, became the center of a chilling and heartbreaking case when Kristin Brock, 41, and her husband James Brock, 45, were found dead in their own home. The discovery was made not by police, but by their young daughter, just 6 years old. What happened next would send shockwaves through the community. Their 17-year-old daughter, Sarah Grace Patrick, called 911 and was later arrested for their murders. On July 8, 2025, Sarah Grace Patrick turned herself in, accompanied by her biological father. After being notified, there was a warrant for her arrest. She now faces serious charges: 2 counts of malice murder for killing both parents, 2 counts of aggravated assault, weapon charges for having a firearm during a felony. Because of the severity of the case, she's being tried as an adult. Law enforcement says their case is built on what they call mountains of physical and digital evidence. Investigators worked with local, state, and federal partners, including the Georgia Bureau of Investigation and Forensic Labs, to piece together what happened that night. At the same time, some close to Sarah argue there's more to the story. Her grandfather has publicly questioned whether authorities really have solid proof, arguing no gun was visibly connected to her, and that some of the narrative being presented is incomplete. In the weeks and months after her parents' deaths, Sarah made a very public appearance on TikTok. She posted videos apparently mourning them, asking for prayers for healing, and describing her life in deeply emotional terms. She even reached out to a true crime TikToker, asking them to cover her parents' case, saying she could help provide intel. Some viewed these moves as a way to control her narrative and potentially shape public opinion before her arrest. In August 2025, Sarah appeared in a bond hearing that was packed with emotional testimonies. Her pastor spoke on her behalf. He said she had recently been baptized, regularly attended church, and often called to pray. Supporters characterized her as kind, respectful, and without prior violent behavior. But the prosecution argued differently. They painted her as a serious flight risk who could intimidate witnesses, especially her younger sister. The judge agreed, denying bond and ordering her to remain in jail. The case has sparked massive online debate. Some believe Sarah is a deeply troubled teen who made a horrific mistake. Others think there's more to the story. On social media and in Reddit threads, users question why no murder weapon has been publicly confirmed. There is speculation that Sarah might not have acted alone. Others criticize law enforcement, claiming possible corruption or a flawed investigation. During a subsequent hearing, Sarah was seen entering court with a smile, hugging her attorneys, but later broke down in tears as testimonies unfolded. Her emotional breakdown came as people who cared for her testified, including a caregiver and her pastor. To some, the contrast between her public persona and the severity of the accusations is deeply unsettling. As of now, no clear motive has been publicly confirmed. Authorities have not disclosed why she might have killed her parents. The investigation remains open, with officials leaving room for new leads and possibly more arrests. Let's not forget the 6-year-old sister who found her parents' bodies, a child now burdened by trauma she likely didn't understand that night. Friends and faith leaders describe Sarah as someone who sought her place in church, who prayed, who cried for help, but now stands accused of a crime so serious it will define the rest of her life. For the community, this case is a mirror. It asks, how well do we truly know the people we call family? Her legal team in the court are preparing for trial, with key evidence expected to be revealed. Authorities continue probing her possible motive, digital footprint, and connections. The case remains a huge talking point online, especially in true crime circles, with many unsettled about how much has been shared and how much is still hidden. This is not just a crime story. It's a tragic intersection of family, grief, and modern teenage life. A young girl, once seen as innocent and devoted, is now facing the worst possible accusation. The question now isn't just whether she's guilty, it's how this all went so wrong. Whether Sarah Grace Patrick is found guilty or not, one thing is certain. Her parents are gone, her sister is forever changed, and a community is waiting for justice and truth.